This is Daily Rundown, but we got to get to this breaking news right now. Security forces have just entered the building in search of a gunman who remains at large, according to Navy officials. This is an active shooting. It's here in Washington, D.C. Somebody has opened fire. Lone gunman at this point is all we know. We've got folks going out there immediately trying to get the situation. There are no reports of any fatalities, but it appears to be a lone gunman. I've got Cliff Van Zandt, a former FBI profiler, joining me now. And Cliff, hey, look, we're all getting just quick first reports of what's going on. Lone gunman, no fatalities yet, but this is the Navy Yard. Obviously could be dealing with ex-military. What are you thinking about at this moment?
Well, where this shooting is believed to have taken place, Chuck, is up on the fourth floor of a building that holds about 3,000 people that work there in a normal workday. We know the shooting supposedly took place at about 8:30. There are reports of multiple people wounded. As you suggest, we don't know anything about anyone actually being killed yet. We don't know motive, weapon, anything like this. We know that the D.C. police are on the scene. Of course, there will be military police on the scene. The FBI will have jurisdiction on this also. But it's a very fast-moving situation. And the question is this gunman, this alleged gunman, still in this building that contains upwards of 3,000 people? That's going to be a monumental containment problem, Chuck, as law enforcement tries to respond. They try to help anybody who's wounded. They try to evacuate. And, of course, they try to find the shooter.
And we can tell you this, the Navy's put out a release, one confirmed injury at this point. We want to dip over to our friends and colleagues at WRC, local channel 4 in Washington, D.C. They've got some coverage right now. Let's take a listen.
A lot of information coming out has not been confirmed, but for sure we know that there is an active shooter inside the Navy Yard. We're hearing that it may be on the third floor. Again, one person has been confirmed down, but we are hearing that there may be some other folks down as well. Right now we are on M Street, as you can see, just a few blocks down. And I can tell you, when we got here, everybody is responding here. Every federal agency, every local agency, SWAT teams, K-9 units have been on the scene here. We have air units in the air. We have seen some medevacs flying around, so we're not quite sure if they're going to be medevacing some of the injured out. But I got to tell you, just from the looks on the faces from some of the federal law enforcement folks who are responding here, this is a very serious situation. Now, we're on the scene here. We're going to talk to some folks, see if we can get any accounts of what happened. As you can imagine, a lot of people heading to work this morning, a lot of people on foot. As of right now, we don't know where the active shooter is. We do know he is in the building, but we don't know exactly what part of the building that person is in. But again, we're just getting a release that a security team, a SWAT team, if you will, is getting ready to enter the building and see if they can start locating this person. Now, we're going to try to work the scene here, see if we can get updated information on how many people have been confirmed down. But right now, that's all I can tell you here from M Street, guys.
Tony Tull, thank you. And as you can see from Tony's live picture there are going to be several street closures around this area as law enforcement search for this active shooter at the Navy Yard. Apparently, law enforcement saying that this lone gunman is inside the Naval Sea Systems Headquarters Command Building 197 that's east of Nats Park. And as you saw from that live picture, there are just tons of emergency vehicles, command centers being set up, blocking roads, and we'll try to get you the latest on which roads to avoid at this hour. There's the live picture right now. Fire trucks completely blocking that section of road.
Obviously from that picture, but DDOT now confirming that 2nd Street to 4th Street at M Southeast closed right now. The 11th Street Bridge is closed as well. We're going to get Danelle in the First Floor Traffic Office to confirm some of these other things we're hearing, but there are reports at this point that the Southwest Freeway is being impacted. There may be some backups there outside of rush hour traffic, which would have a huge impact. There will very likely be some closures along South Capitol Street, which is the main intersection at the sort of western end of M Street there.
And Metro also reporting closures to, there's a Navy Yard Metro station right there near the scene. We imagine at this point they're going to be closing the entrances to the Metro stations and have, as Metro Transit Police also work to support the law enforcement on the scene right now. Again, we just want to recap what we know right now. We know at this point there is an active shooter, a lone gunman on the scene of the Washington